Welcome to another changelog. Today we're going to walk through a small change that has been introduced to the interval flow and the flow alerts, which is mainly adding a new column called IV change. You can access the interval flow from the sidebar via options data and then click interval flow. And as you already may be familiar with, this is just the flow for contracts within a 5-minute time window. So it means the interval volume is the volume that happened for that particular contract within those 5 minutes. And this can be used for looking up contracts where a lot of volume has happened of their total volume in a small period. For instance, this IBM 265 call, 92% of its volume today has happened at 12 p.m. EST. And now we have added a new column called IV change. What that column actually displays or measures is within that time window, 5-minute time window, is the change at the start till the end of the window of the IV. That means, for instance, for this Ford contract, a 7% IV change means that from the start, 12:05, till the end, 12:10, the IV increased for that contract by 7%. And you can use that to either look for contracts, you can filter. I've right now set it to at least 2% and a maximum of 50%. You can set it to whatever you want to filter for contracts where the IV has potentially increased or decreased substantially. But a small note on that, the IV is just like an output of the, for instance, Black-Scholes formula, which means, say the stock price stays the same, but someone is buying a contract within a 5-minute window at $1 and $1.05, then the IV increases. Or someone's selling and say like they're selling at $1 and they're selling at 95 cents, IV is decreasing, assuming that the stock price stays the same. That's how you should think about that column. And it may help you, like maybe someone, if there's a huge increase, especially on illiquid contracts, it may be that like someone is either thinking this contract is mispriced, they're seeing something, maybe they're in their volatility model, they think this contract is underpriced, so they're buying till the price where they think the contract should be priced at, or they are interested in a contract, they saw some interesting flow, there was news, they're trying to quickly get into that position because something crazy just released and they are like the first one to see it, and they know this contract's going to be more expensive in 5 minutes, so they're just buying it up. So you can use that to your own advantage, or you can ignore it if you don't like it. If you're not interested in this column, you can just go to columns and you can turn it off right here. You can also move it to a different position, and you can also turn off a lot of other columns if you're not interested in them, or move them to different positions. Obviously, this column only makes sense where some sort of aggregation is happening, so it's not being displayed on the flow, but we also have it on the flow alerts. So if you go to the sidebar and we click on flow alerts, you can see for our flow alerts, we have the same column IV change here. And whenever there's like flow come in, let's take for instance this one, you can see that the IV has changed from 24.56% to 25.18%. Again, here you can also apply your own filtering if you want, and you can use that also in custom alerts. So if you want, you can now adjust your custom alerts and use the new filter and set it to values you're comfortable with if you're interested and it's usable for you. But if not, again, on option flow alerts, you can also like disable the column or keep it if you think it's useful. We will likely gonna release an article about IV change and go into more detail. Touched a few topics in this video, but I've not gone really into the detail. Most users might be already familiar with this and how to apply that, but we're going to go a little bit more into detail later with an article which we're going to be published on our information hub. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have more questions about these features or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments.